Hello guys, welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to look into arrays in JavaScript. So let's look into the topics. What are the topics we are going to cover in this session? So in this session, we will start our discussion with understanding array. Once we understand array, then we will learn about how to create number array. Once we are comfortable with number array, then we will create a string array. We will also look into an example to create mixed array. Once we understand that, we will use the array properties. Once we understand array properties, then we will look into useful methods of JavaScript array that provide different functionality on array. So let's start our discussion by understanding the array. So what actually array is? In any programming language, the definition of the array is same. An array is a single variable that is used to store different elements. If you closely look into this diagram, then you will find that we have used the JavaScript syntax and we have created a variable called array, and within that we have stored different elements which contains different number. This is a number array and we have provided different numbers on each of the different positions of the indices. So suppose that if you want to access the first element, then you need to access the 0th indices. Suppose that if you want to access the 5th element, then you need to access the 4th indices. Why it is so? Because the array indices starts with 0. We use array because sometimes we want to store list of element and access them by a single variable. Array comes very handy when we want to design some logic which is based on group of data and we want to apply single operation on that group of data. Then such kind of a functionality we can easily achieve with array within programming language. So it is very important concept to understand. Now let's jump into the Visual Studio Code to see all the examples how to create a number array, how to create a string array, mixed array. We will also discuss about some of the properties. We will also look into some of the array methods. So let's jump into the Visual Studio Code. Now let's create the number array. How we can create the number array? So number array, to create number array, we can tell that let num array, and we need to specify the square bracket to create an array within JavaScript, and we can specify any value whichever you want to put into this number array, like 2, 4, 8, 10. So this way you can create number array. Let's console log it, num array, save it, let's run it. Let's jump into the browser. So here you will find that it has printed the array and it has given us this information, and you will see here it starts with 0 and at 0th position it contains the number 2, at first 4, at second 8, and third 10, and it is showing the length. This is length is the property of num array. Now let's proceed further. Now we will look into how to create a string array. So let's do it, and here we will create a fruit bowl array, and here we will define some of the fruits: apple, oranges, grape, papaya. Now we will console log it. So how we can do that? We need to tell that console.log, and we will tell that our fruit bowl array, and here save it. Now let's jump into the browser. So here you will find that it has printed the string array and it contains the same whatever we have provided within the array at different positions. So this way you can easily create a string array within JavaScript. Now we will look into how to create mixed array. So let's jump into the Visual Studio Code. So here you can create mixed array by simply mixing both the data type within the single array. So how we can do that? Let's do it, and here we will define some fruits: apple, oranges, grape, and some integer value you can specify. It is not making any sense, but you can use it. So the intent of showing you this example, I wanted to demonstrate that it is possible to create mixed array in JavaScript. If you console log this, then you will find that it will not throw any error and it will print all the values which is being stored within this array. So let's jump into the browser to see the output. So here you will find that it has given us the mixed array output. Now let's proceed further. Now we will discuss about the properties of array, and the property which we are going to discuss about is the length property. We can easily calculate the length of the array, and the length of the array means how many number of elements exist within the array. So you can do this with help of length property. So if you write here mix array dot length, then it will return you the length of the array. So let's look into that. It has 5 elements, so it will return the number 5. So see here it has returned the number 5 because we have printed the length of the mixed array. So let's proceed further. Now we will discuss about some of the method which is being used within array. So first we will start with how we can join the element of array. So we will use the join method. So we can tell the join method. So how we can do that? So we will use the join method. We can tell that For example, fruit ball I will take. So fruit ball dot join, and we will join with semicolon separated. So what happened that it will give us the output as a single string, and which is containing all these fruits with a semicolon separated. So let's print it with console log. Let's do it, save it. Let's jump into the browser to see the output. So see here, it has returned us a single string, and it has returned all the element of fruit ball which is semicolon separated. So this way you can join all the elements of an array. Now let's proceed further. The another method we will look into the index of. Suppose that if we want to find the position of a particular element, so how we can do that? We will use a method called index of. So for example, if you want to find the position of oranges in fruit ball, so how we can write it? We can tell that fruit ball dot index of, and we will pass the name of the element oranges, and here we will tell that console.log. Save it. Let's jump into the browser. So it has returned the position 1, and that is indeed it is exist at position 1. Why? Because in JavaScript position start with 0. So let's proceed further. Now another method we will look into, that is called concatenate. Concatenate method is used to concatenate two arrays. So let's do it. Suppose that if we want to concatenate some more even numbers in this number array, so how we can do that? So let's do it. So here we will tell that let result equal to num array, and within that we can tell that concat, and we will pass some more even number 12, 14, 16. Save it, print it, console.log num array. So let's look into the output. Let's go to the browser. We need to console log result. Now go to the browser. So here you will find that it has concatenated two arrays. So this way you can concatenate two arrays. Let's proceed further. The other method which we are going to discuss about is the push method. Push method is used to add or insert a new item within the array. So for example, if we want to add some more fruits in this fruit ball array, so how we can do that? We are going to use a method called push. So for example, let's do it, fruit ball dot push, and this time I am going to add peach. Save it. Now console log this fruit. So let's do it, console dot log fruit ball. Save it. Let's jump into the browser to see the output, and then you will find that it has indeed added the fruit peach over here. So this way you can insert a new item within the existing array. So let's proceed further. Now we will look into another method that is called pop method. Pop is generally used to remove the last element from the array. So for example, we have added the peach element into the array. So if you write pop with fruit ball, then it will take out the peach element. So let's try it. So we will tell that pop, and we will tell that fruit ball dot pop. We don't need to pass any element, and this time we will console log it. Control C, Control V. Better we can delete this one. Save it. Now let's jump into the browser to see the output. This time it has taken out this peach element. So let's look into that. So see here, it has taken out the peach element which we have pushed by using push method, but this time we have taken it out pop method. So pop is generally used to remove the last element from the array. So now you must be asking that how I can remove the oranges or grapes or any other element which exists in some other indices. So let's look into that, how we can do that. So let's do it. We are going to use a method called splice, and this time we will tell that fruit bowl dot splice, and we will specify the position from which position I want to remove. So we can tell that start number should be 1. Orange I want to remove. So let's look into that, what it is coming. Let's put the console log over here. Save it. Let's jump into the browser. So see here, it has removed the oranges from the fruit ball list, fruit ball array. So this is what I wanted to demonstrate you in this session. So let's wrap the session now. So in this session we have discussed about array. We understand what is actually array is. We have looked into number array. Then we have also created a string array. We have also learned about how to create mixed array. We have seen length property. Then we have discussed about array methods. We have seen various methods like join, index of, concatenate, push, pop, splice. So I hope you enjoyed the session and you understand array, and now you have good understanding about array in JavaScript. So on this note, I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.